So believe it or not, I've been waiting actually a long time to do this review. And since a ton of you on the Facebook page have requested that I make this a longer review, I will oblige. See, that's what happens when you go to the Facebook page. You can make requests, you can meet other fans, get updates on what I'm working on next. It's really the best place to go if you're a fan of the show. Because in all honesty, on YouTube, I get like hundreds of comments a day, and most of those are just random people on YouTube saying that I'm stupid, that they want to kill me. So it's a lot of work just to sift through all the hate just to get to the comments made by the fans. So if you're a fan, go to the Facebook page. Who's texting me while I'm shooting my show? Oh, it's a subscriber. Sweet. You know how many times I've heard people like, you need more subscribers and likes? I know. I'm doing all I can. So anyways, I really couldn't wait to get started working on this review. Because when you watch a movie with Nick Cage, there's a pretty good chance that he might go on a hilarious rampage filled with yelling.
Kill me!
Yes, I think yeah.
How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned? How'd it get burned?
Screaming. And violence. But seriously, I really suggest that you watch the original Wicker Man from 1974. It's basically the same story, but I enjoyed it much more. And also, Christopher Lee is pretty f***ing awesome in it. So the movie starts off and Nicolas Cage pulls over this, by the way, I'm gonna call him Nicolas Cage throughout this review, just so that you know who I'm talking about. So anyways, he pulls over this station wagon because this girl threw her doll outside the window.
Ever since lunch, she's been acting out.
I'm bored.
You're bored? Now correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that throwing your toys away would actually fix that problem. In fact, for some reason, I'm inclined to think that it would actually do the opposite, and you would eventually get more bored without entertainment. But then again, I've never really done it, so I'm not actually sure. Maybe I should try throwing some of my stuff out the window. Oh shit. Sorry. Are you okay? I'm sorry. I'm shooting a show. Yeah, I was bored. Okay, I might not be able to post this video anymore because this footage may be confiscated as evidence.
Sonny, stop that. I'm so sorry. She's belted in. But...
Don't worry. It comes with the territory. I'll get it.
Really? Did they teach you how to pick up dolls at the academy? Hey, you know what else comes with the territory? A gun. Start waving this around, you'd be amazed at how fast people change their behavior, especially kids. What? That's not child abuse. It's positive reinforcement. If you sit down and be quiet, I won't put one in your kneecap. It's the most painful place to be shot, you know. So some truck smashes into the wagon and in typical movie fashion, it's suddenly engulfed in flames. And Nick tries to save the girl, but she doesn't even look like she cares. Like, are you seriously still bored? I mean, she even looks slightly confused. Maybe she's thinking, is that Nicolas Cage? He's a cop now? I mean, I know he was down on his luck, but shit. So the car explodes and everybody inside dies. That's how the movie starts.
So they still never found the bodies from that car, right?
No. The car wasn't even registered, if you can believe that.
Well, who were they?
Nick, if they never recovered the bodies and the car wasn't registered, how would she know who they were? So Nick gets this letter from his ex-fiance asking him to come to this island to help find her missing daughter. And on the way there, he has these like episodes, they're kind of like daydreams, but they're not really scary. They just come off as, well, kind of funny. So he gets to the island, but everybody there is kind of just being just a douchebag to him. Like, they're all telling him that he's not welcome there and that he should leave.
What's in the bag? A shark or something?
Go on. Take a peek.
Wait, okay, let me get this straight. You're on an island looking for a missing person. They're holding a bag that's dripping with blood and it's obvious that there's something still alive inside. You go to look, you get startled, Everyone starts laughing and you walk away? What's in the fucking bag? Do you mean to tell me that getting startled and embarrassed is enough to just dismiss the inquiry? That's some real fine police work. So he meets up with his ex-fiance and then we learn that she left him and then never gave the ring back? Then there's another hilarious daydream.
God damn it!
Oh yeah, and Lily Sobieski's in this movie as well, looking as gorgeous as ever and spending her time doing, you know, hot girl stuff. I mean, just look at her chopping that wood, eating that apple, getting kicked into all that glass. So hot. Anyways, she basically begs Nick that when he leaves the island, to take her with him. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was in this situation and some beautiful young girl with perfect boobs asked me to take her away, my reaction would be somewhere along the lines of drop the axe and let's go. But of course Nick doesn't, because he's too busy trying to find the daughter of the girl that left him standing at the altar. He's such a nice guy. You know, I've watched this several times and I still don't understand what the purpose of these dreams are. I mean, I understand that they represent that he's still tormented about what happened at the beginning of the movie, but why can't they at least make sense? I mean, instead of showing the girl getting hit by a truck, why not show her on fire? It would make more sense since that's the way she died, and it would also tie into his fear of what happened to the missing girl he's been searching for, who, by the way, turns out to be his daughter. So after finding some kind of lab where they're preserving fetuses for some reason, Nick goes on a bike ride and bumps into a beehive, and he gets kind of scared because he's allergic to bees. So he starts running, but instead of running backwards, he runs forwards into more beehives. Then he wakes up to find that this woman saved his life but won't tell him how. Then he meets the woman who's like in charge of everything, who also happens to be the mother of his ex-fiance, and she takes him for a walk into more beehives. Again, I don't know about you, but if I was deathly allergic to something, I'd probably try my best to stay away from it as much as possible. So then some stuff happens and he goes on searching, and then he finds this. I don't know what the purpose of this is supposed to be, but they did mention that the men are used mostly for breeding. So is this guy supposed to be like a sex slave or something? And if that is the case, then I gotta ask, out of all the guys on the island, why did they choose this guy to have sex with? And then he finds this? Okay, we get it. They like bees. The references are everywhere, from shapes and colors, bees on stamps, bees on the fucking bed sheets. So just in case we weren't clear on the whole bee thing, here's a shot of some chick just covered in bees. Maybe it's just supposed to be a scary image to show the audience. But the problem is that the audience isn't scared. Up to this point, the audience has been given the exact same information that the protagonist has been given, which would lead the audience to feel the exact same way as the protagonist. Frustrated and confused. So Nick then disguises himself as a bear and manages to save his daughter from being sacrificed. But then we find out that it was all a hoax and the real sacrifice is actually him. So then they break his legs and torture him with more bees.
Bees? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Open my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
But not before reviving him so that they can burn him alive. But here's something interesting. I actually found two versions of this movie. One version actually cuts out the whole torture scene with the bees.
Beads?
But it has an additional scene at the end of the movie where Lily meets James Franco at a bar and asks to go home with him, basically implying that James Franco was the next one to be sacrificed. So let's sum this whole thing up the way I see it. Nick Cage is a cop and a really nice guy who just wants to help people. His fiance runs away and keeps the ring, then asks him to come to an island to help find her missing daughter. Doesn't tell him until later that it's actually his kid. Then his almost mother-in-law breaks his legs and tortures him and convinces his daughter to burn him alive. Yeah, and people wonder why I'm single. Then asks him, okay, why am I having trouble saying asks? It's like one of the first words you learn. Where Lily meets, that's hard to say. Okay, where Lily meets, that sounds kind of funny. Lily meets, sounds like some kind of a meat packing plant. Lily meets, fresh beef, fresh bees meat, Lily's fresh bees meat.